Greetings everybody, Redbeard here for another edition of Rasslin with Redbeard, the YouTube show where I, Redbeard, take you to a professional wrestling event somewhere in or around the Carolinas to give you a sense of what it's like to be a fan traveling the highways and byways in pursuit of this great passion that is professional wrestling. Today is an exciting day. It is Sunday, July 17th, 2016, and I find myself today in Norcross, Georgia, which is not too far from Duluth, Georgia, which is not too far from Atlanta, Georgia, for Mucha Lucha Atlanta number 9. This is evidently the 9th iteration of their program. We are here for this show because of the fact that there are a number of stars from the Lucha Underground program going to be on this card here this evening. Not sure who's going to be taking on who. I do know that there are going to be appearances by Pentagon Jr., Drago, Fenix, a number of other luchadores by various names, Shinron, I believe Mr. 450 will be here, Oraculo, Sprentico, a couple other guys, all of whom we're looking forward to seeing because this is going to be definitely one of the most unique events we've ever had the opportunity to attend because it is a true blue Lucha Libre especial. I don't know the proper term because quite frankly at this point I'm a little bit flabbergasted because we were just at the meet and greet that was held by Mucha Lucha Atlanta over at a very nice Mexican restaurant, and quite frankly I've never felt as out of place as I did during that event because of the fact that it was held at a very nice Mexican seafood restaurant. I won't try and pronounce the name because I will only butcher it, but it was there, and everybody just kind of was speaking Spanish, and here I am, the one pasty white boy in the room. But it was a very, very entertaining scenario, though. Not very well organized, unfortunately. It was something of a throng of people just sort of let into a room and saying, okay, here's some luchadors, get some autographs and buy some stuff. Definitely appeared to be that there was some good business happening. There was a lot of t-shirts, a lot of little dudes and dudettes walking around in lucha masks, so it definitely seemed as though people came to the event looking to spend money, and I'm sure that was appreciated by the talent that was on hand there. We did get to interact with Fenix and Pentagon Jr. Did not see Drago. A couple other members of the roster that were there that we got to interact with as well, but overall fun time. Like I say, it's not off-putting in any way, shape, or form. I don't want to give that impression in terms of the language barrier that was there, but it was just a different culture for sure than what I'm used to and what I would say most wrestling fans in this part of the world are used to as well. But at any rate, we are here. We have traveled a good bit of a route here this weekend. We were in Gaffney, South Carolina last night for Battle Zone Wrestling's event at the Peach Festival. Had intended to get some footage from that show there, but did not because of the fact that there was not only a, I'll say, a torrential downpour that came through the area that wound up affecting the program somewhat in terms of its length, but also I'd say as well the style of matches that were able to be put on there. But kudos to those guys though, including Stevie Richards and the franchise Shane Douglas, for sticking it out, for hanging in there, and for turning in what was still a good show regardless of the fact that there was rain not only in the area but happening during some of the matches. And kudos also to the people of Gaffney for hanging out and staying, in some cases almost 2 hours in the rain, to see a show. Definitely thought that was cool that people didn't leave, people didn't just abandon the opportunity to see some wrestling. They stayed, and it looked like they were probably in the area of, I'd say, maybe 250 people there enjoying the program. It did get better in terms of the weather by the end of the show. The sun wasn't necessarily shining, but there was a good crowd there. They enjoyed themselves, and that's what matters most. So kudos again to Battle Zone Wrestling and for all those guys who are involved with that promotion. I'll say gals as well because Casey Carlisle and Savannah Evans were on the card too, and just can't say enough for the fact that the occasion nowadays is that when you go to a show you're going to have a good time because of the fact that the scene is hot right now. We've got a lot of great things happening in this part of the world if you're a wrestling fan. And if you follow the scene, if you follow us here on Rasslin with Redbeard, you know that there's a lot going on. There's a lot to be proud of here. And it's seemingly only going to get better, because there are now more eyes on the Carolinas than there really have been probably in the past decade, because of the successes of guys like, I'll go ahead and say he's our hometown hero, Cedric Alexander. And it'll kind of come across as me gushing about him and his successes, but the fact of the matter is we've been a fan of his for a very long time. And this past week he was involved in what has been described by many who were in attendance as one of the best matches they've ever seen, that being his second round matchup with Kota Ibushi from the WWE Cruiserweight Classic. I don't want to get too much into discussing it because you wind up getting into potential spoilers, but let's just say that I really think that there are going to be some good things happening for Cedric in the near future. I couldn't be more happy for him, because I've watched him for years, had an opportunity to see him compete on a number of different promotions cards. He's held championships for just about every company he's been involved with, and whatever success comes his way is 100% deserved. So he's just one example of people who are from this area that happen to be getting opportunities and making the best of them. You got other guys like Trevor Lee, Andrew Everett, Caleb Conley, and others who are now associated with TNA Wrestling and Impact. There are a lot of eyes on Impact right now as well, I'll go ahead and say, because of the fact that you had a very bizarre thing there with the final deletion of Brother Nero. I'll never be able to do that voice as well as broken Matt Hardy does, but regardless, there's attention on them now. There's, of course, a ton of attention on WWE, because at the point in time that this is being recorded, we are a couple days away from the WWE draft. And there's going to be a huge amount of attention played there. So just I've been preaching this for months now, possibly even years, but it's a great time to be a fan of professional wrestling. And you need to look no further than the fact that we're consistently now at a point to where we're having between 10 and 12 shows almost every weekend in the region that we cover, which now is starting to include some aspects of Georgia. But throughout the Carolinas, it's definitely a hotbed. I'd love for South Carolina to get a little bit more attention, but the situation with the Athletic Commission is what it is. North Carolina and Georgia will always seemingly win out when it comes to who can do what. But be that as it may, the conditions are only going to continue to get better for the states that are surrounding us, but for South Carolina as well. I really think we're going to get to a point where you see a lot more guys from the Carolinas getting opportunities with the bigger companies, not just WWE and TNA, but also Ring of Honor, potentially PWG, Evolve, some of the bigger companies up north. It's definitely a time for the top tier talents to shine and for them to make that bank, because that's what it's ultimately about. We are talking about professional wrestlers after all, not amateurs. They're in this to make a living at it. So but there's some other stuff going on that's a little bit weird in the professional wrestling business at this point, and that is the revelation that's just come down here a day or two ago, that evidently in the mix of all this stuff that's been happening to put Brock Lesnar back in the focus of WWE programming, he apparently has been flagged for some type of a doping allegation by the USADA. I think they maybe go by USADA. I'm not sure how the acronym is actually handled, but it's the U.S. Anti-Doping Administration, and it looks like he's been flagged by something, or flagged for something. Not sure what yet. There are things that USADA does and does not really check for. I don't think that recreational drugs are considered something that they really focus on. I think they're more concerned with things that are on the verge of being like a PED or some type of enhancement type of substance. But we're really anticipating something, I hate to say this, something kind of bad to be handed down, not only from USADA but potentially also the UFC, in terms of saying, hey, well, he did what he did, and it could be one of those situations where he got a tainted supplement, to where there was something in there that he didn't know what it was, and ingested it without his knowledge. But it's one of these deals where he's still ultimately responsible. So we'll have to see what goes on there. Of course, it's a bad time because you've also got that happening with him. It could affect his UFC career. It could affect his WWE career. But the bigger thing, though, I think, is the fact that you suddenly have to roll him almost into the same conversation as what we've been talking about with Roman Reigns here for the past couple of weeks. I mean, he, of course, was found to have ingested something and caught by WWE. The difference here, and I don't think many people have discussed this, is that there are some substances that are on WWE's watch list that aren't on USADA's. So it can be something that maybe isn't that bad when we're talking about Brock Lesnar, but also Roman Reigns, but we just don't know. So we'll definitely be paying attention to what happens there. It could affect a lot of things. Mark Hunt has even come out saying, give me such and such amount of Lesnar's purse, or let me out of my UFC contract, as he evidently is at a point where he doesn't want to be associated with it unless he's going to get some type of justification for being around. But I can't really blame him for that. If it is found that Lesnar is actually guilty of some type of doping, he'll have an opportunity, Lesnar will, that is, to submit a B sample, and then I guess they'll go from there in terms of passing final judgment on whether or not he did, in fact, do something to give him an advantage over Mark Hunt in that fight there at UFC 200. But we're getting to a point where I need to wrap up our commentary here. But we'll say again that this is our adventure to Norcross, Georgia for Mucha Lucha Atlanta number 9. We are here, and the skies are starting to turn a little bit gray, so we're probably going to be driving home in some type of a rainstorm. But we're looking forward to the event here this evening, looking forward to bringing you some coverage. Probably won't get full-length matches here. I think they ask that folks don't necessarily record video, but we'll definitely put some highlights out there regardless. If you are a longtime viewer of the program here and of the Rasslin with Redbeard YouTube channel, we definitely appreciate you guys continuing to tune in and to support this channel. If you are fresh to the program, or if you are fresh to the channel itself, please look around. We got lots of content on here, matches, highlight videos, some funnies and outtakes, the midweek update program, and of course these Rasslin with Redbeard main shows, of which I think we're on either number 27 or so now. I think that's what this one is. I should know what number my own program is, but I just can't think of the number off the top of my head. But at any rate, we do appreciate you guys tuning in. We're going to head on inside, see if we can find ourselves somewhere to squat, and get a good vantage point for the show. See you guys in a few. Doing well, how are you?
Third row back, okay?
Okay, thank you.
los pequeñines avienten el boletito para la rifa de la bicicleta. Y los pequeñines que no hayan adquirido su boletito, vénganse para acá. Acá estamos.
Excuse me for just one moment. Let me introduce myself to all of you. I'm the nephew of the future president of the United States of America. Your president, Donald J. Trump.
Ellos están cumpliendo su promesa. Ellos dijeron, vamos por los luchadores de Mucha Lucha Atlanta, y lo están consiguiendo. En estos momentos están volviendo al promotor. Cosa que también semanas pasadas estuvieron hablando mal de el promotor, de Richard Boy, de Redbeard, en una lucha extrema, súper extrema.
Audible I'll be in here. It's very loud. It's turns out this is a dance club where they have these shows in. It's very crazy, I would say. Unlike anything I've ever seen before. For example, I'm going to turn the camera around. Yeah, that's a dancing inflatable cow. It's a crazy show. It's been fun, but it's been all over the place. There's not a whole lot of organization to it or structure, but I guess that's kind of common. This is more of a party than an actual show, I've found. A lot of food, a lot of drinks, a lot of good times. It's just very unlike what we're used to in terms of, you know, a PWX or a WrestleForce or whatever else. So we've been here for going on 5 hours now, because I got here at 3:30. It's close to 8 o'clock now. So we're gonna hang around for a little bit longer, but I got a long drive home. So we're gonna see what happens in the next few minutes, and then we might be checking out. But yeah, thanks for hanging in there though. Thanks for checking out the match highlights. Let's see what this cow's doing now. Well, wrestling fans, I'll go ahead and say that the evening did not end as we expected. We decided to leave a little bit early because we have a good ride home here. Turn that light on there now. Came out of the truck here, and the truck apparently has a dead battery, or at least a dying battery. It's making a clicking noise that kind of indicates that it could be a dead battery, or at least one that's not charged enough to kick over the starter. But at any rate, for the time being, I'm stuck here in Norcross, Georgia. Yeah. Good thing to have AAA, though. They're supposed to be calling me back in regard to sending someone out to charge the battery or replace it one. So until that happens, I am stuck here. Fun times. What are you going to do? You know, we started this series a couple of years ago talking about how we are on the road, enjoying things like hotels and restaurants and whatnot, but a byproduct of that too is the fact that occasionally you do encounter some car trouble. So that seems to be my turn here this evening at any rate. I'll go ahead and say that the show this evening was pretty fun, very long. We got here about 3:30 and it's about 9 o'clock now. Been in the truck here for about 20 minutes so I'll go ahead and say that. But even so, it was a pretty excessively long show. Didn't seem incredibly organized, but I kind of gathered that's the typical type of thing for this promotion. It seems more like a party type atmosphere, which is fine. But when you're more used to structure, not getting structure is very noticeable. So it is what it is. But I would encourage people who are in the area and are fans of Lucha Underground or other types of professional wrestling to come check out this show. Definitely worthwhile. Sorry if I sound very defeated right now. Just this is the kind of thing that only happens to me. Just seems that way. But would definitely encourage anybody who's in the area to check out the program. Check out Mucha Lucha Atlanta when they're running again. I think they do the show a couple times a year, maybe once a quarter or so. But yeah. Some days you're the bat, some days you're the ball. What can you say? Appreciate you guys tuning in to the program. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and click that like button. And if you really enjoy what you see here on the channel, go ahead and click subscribe. That way you'll know whenever we've updated the channel with something new in regard to a fresh episode of the Rasslin Redbeard main show, the midweek update, match videos, whole 9 yards. I do appreciate you guys tuning in and being a part of things. If you have not already joined us on the Facebook page, go ahead and do so by clicking the link that's down in the description of this video. There's also a link to the Carolinas Professional Wrestling Awards page, which you can join us there on that, as well as I'm the moderator of that group at this point in time. I do appreciate you guys tuning in once again. Hopefully we'll see you somewhere down the road. Who knows, maybe in a different vehicle. But yeah, see you guys down the road.